A lot of people wonder what constitutes an average day in the life of a full-time game developer. Well, buckle up, ladies and gents, and I'll take you on a wild ride as you go behind the scenes with me to see what a typical day in my shoes looks like.
It's a typical day in the life of Thomas.
My day starts off the same as most people, I suspect. I'm usually dreaming of throwing the baby penguins off of cliffs in Mario 64 before being rudely awakened by my alarm. After quickly checking my phone to immediately become discouraged at the number of YouTube subscribers I have, I head out of the bedroom. Now, I like to jumpstart my day by getting my blood pumping, so I'll head out the door, drive to my local airport, and jump out of a plane. And if I don't have time for that, I'll settle for a steaming cup of coffee. Alexa, make me some coffee.
Aye, aye, Captain. Here's some coffee.
I try to get to the rock gym at least 3 times a week. So that usually means I actually go 0 to 1 times a week, on account of my chronic lack of discipline. And when I get home, it's time for me to visit my lady friends. Let me introduce you to my side chicks.
Hello, ladies.
And if I'm lucky, I'll get to have a delicious breakfast. Then it's time for the most important part of the day, picking an outfit. You know what they say, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. Look good, feel good. Ah yeah, this one will work. Okay, but now it's time to actually get to work. First, I make sure my office is well lit. Then I sit at my desk to see what's on the day's agenda, and this usually means checking email, Slack messages, calendar events, and what tasks are currently assigned to me. If you're not familiar with the game development world, it operates in a similar fashion as a lot of other software companies, at least where I work. So I go to my task board, and under my name I have 4 columns that a task can be in. At the beginning of a 2-week sprint, all of my tasks are in the very left column, which is the open or to-do column. So I take one of those tickets and drag it into the doing column, which represents what's currently being worked on. I try to keep the scope of each ticket relatively small, so ideally I can complete 1 or 2 tickets in a day, but sometimes it'll take me a whole week to complete 1 ticket. But whenever I'm done, I make a commit in our version control repository and send it over to another developer on the project to review. And if it looks good, then they'll merge it into the main branch of the project. At that point, I can move my task into the Ready for Review column. Then I'll reassign it to someone to verify that my work doesn't suck and that I didn't break anything. If all looks good, they'll give me the okay, and the ticket will get moved to the last Done column. So I'll make sure my tasks are in order and make sure I go over what meetings I have today, and then I'll spend some time working on my current task, which usually means working in Unity and writing code to add a new feature to the game, or to fix a bug. Now, I clock into work well before anyone else on my team, so I cherish this time where I can just focus up and get some work done before getting interrupted with meetings. And my most reliable meeting is the one that happens every single day at 10:30 a.m., and that's the stand-up meeting. So before my meeting starts, I'll typically run into the kitchen and make sure that I'm fully prepared for the meeting. Then I'm ready to give my update to the team. Good morning. So yesterday I had a bunch of meetings and worked on implementing the... Today I'm working on the... And that's it for me. Sounds good. See y'all. Today I lucked out and I don't have any more meetings on the calendar, so I can get straight back to work. I have a rule of thumb where I won't take a break until Unity crashes on me, so that usually gives me some time. Oh, there it goes. Well, okay, rules are rules. Time to go take a break. But on a serious note, my job looks very similar to any other programming job. The main difference is that I get to work with a bunch of creative people instead of a bunch of code monkeys. And people here actually like their job. So most of my interactions with people are filled with jokes and smiles because we're all collaborating on a project that's meant to let people have fun, which feels really good. Another aspect of my job that I love is that I get to work remotely. I have a handful of meetings to stay synced up with the team, but I can take my work anywhere. And I do. I intentionally chose a laptop as my work computer because then I'm completely mobile. I'll frequently go work out in the living room, at a coffee shop, in an airport, on a train, or wherever the heck I feel like. One day I even parked my car at the beach and worked from there. Once lunchtime hits, I choose one of two options. I'll either watch Avatar: The Last Airbender while I eat, or I'll scarf down some food and take my dog for a run around the neighborhood. Then it's back to work. I'll type out some mediocre code and wait until 2:30 or 3 o'clock, which is one of my favorite parts of the day. It's usually when I start feeling tired and lethargic, so I always look forward to having an afternoon cup of coffee. Pour a little half and half in there and you have a mug full of the nectar of the gods. And then one last stretch of work before the end of the day. I'll usually migrate to the couch and work the last part of the day there because I'm tired of sitting at my desk. Sometimes coworkers will reach out to me around this time and ask for help with something, or I'll help another programmer debug some issues they're running into. And as soon as 5 o'clock hits, I am out of there. Because 5 o'clock is when the real fun begins. This is when Cool Tom comes out. This is when I transition to my own work. A tagline that I frequently use is that I make games from my 9 to 5, and then I make my own games from 5 to 9. So this is when I'll work on my side projects, which usually means a game dev project or a YouTube video. And I can actually show you my screen for those because I haven't signed an NDA with myself, which is great. So today I spend about an hour writing awful code because I'm the only one that has to look at it. And ta-da, now I have this feature. Then I'll eat some dinner. Today my wife made some delicious looking, I don't know what this is. And then I'll either return to more game dev, do some household chores, hit the rock gym, or just chill with my wife. And if I'm lucky, I might just be able to sneak in one more episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And that, my friends, is a typical day in my life. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Don't forget to like this video if you actually liked it. Hit the subscribe button if this video was good enough that you want to see more of my ugly mug. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace and blessings to you all.